Hello, and welcome back to another class of English. Today we are going to work on the writing tasks of the national exam. Remember, in the last two sessions we worked on comprehension and language. Today we are going to work on writing, as I said. I am going to show you how you can deal with the writing tasks. So let's get to the tasks and, see what you have to do. So this is task number 1. So let's read the task and see, again, as I said, how you can deal with it and what you have to do. So task number 1, in some societies, the number of crimes committed by teenagers is growing. Write an article for your school magazine explaining the causes of this problem. And as you can see here, I underlined what you have to do. You need to write a paragraph about the causes of this problem. Now, how are we going to write a written paragraph, a well-organized paragraph? So, first, you need to plan your writing, You need to have an outline, and then you need to, let's say, write down any ideas. That is, you need to brainstorm, and then later try to select the best ideas. And later, of course, you need to start writing, So now let's see how we can do this. So I have some suggestions. These are my suggestions, of course, and you can use yours, So let's see. So the first suggestion is this: lack of family affection. So for me, this is one of the causes, The parents are not there to support, their kids, children, teenagers, socially and emotionally, The next idea is this: it's poor education. Teenagers skip their classes, they don't go to school, they spend it somewhere else. Another suggestion is this: drug use. Remember that drug use can be dangerous. They can make teenagers do crazy things, like, for example, theft or vandalism. So now I have these ideas. Of course, I need to work on them. I need to develop these ideas. And of course, I need to, connect them. And I'm going to talk about this later. So now let's talk about the parts of a good paragraph. So I'm going to start by this, In some societies, the number of crimes committed by teenagers is growing. There are several reasons why teenagers get involved in criminal activities. So now, what do you think? What is this? There are several reasons why teenagers get involved in criminal activities. This is our topic sentence. So this is, I'm talking now about the parts of, a good paragraph. So you need to start by the topic sentence. It's the most important sentence in a paragraph. And what comes later, should be about this idea, So what do you think? What comes later? What should we include later? So now you need to, as I said, defend this idea by including supporting sentences, So let's see. So this is our, first supporting sentence. First, one of the main causes of this problem is lack of family affection. Of course, you need to include a supporting sentence and a detail. Next, actually, children need to grow up in a healthy environment where both parents are always there to provide social and emotional support. Now we are just working on the same supporting sentence. So thus, if teenagers do not get the necessary care and support from parents, they become angry, violent, and can easily commit crimes. So, as you can see, this is our first supporting sentence. Now, let's move on to the next one, of course. Also, poor education is another major reason. And now we need a detail. In fact, school prepares children to learn about the outside world by offering courses and workshops on teen criminal behaviors. Therefore, skipping these classes and spending time elsewhere make teenagers unaware of how things are in reality. So this is our, this is our second supporting sentence. And as you can see, I use different colors so that you can see, the differences, what we are doing here. Okay, let's move on to the next supporting sentence. Okay. Furthermore, drug use by teenagers can be very dangerous. Okay. So this is our third supporting sentence, and now we need to add a detail. To illustrate, excessive use of drugs can affect their judgment and drive them to commit crimes that are socially not acceptable, such as theft or vandalism. Okay? So now we still have like one last part of our paragraph. So what do you think? So the last part is we need a concluding sentence. Okay? So let's see. Last but not least, special measures, okay, should be adopted to fight this phenomenon. We should focus on the reasons that drive teenagers to commit crimes and try to find practical and effective solutions. Okay? So remember that in this paragraph, okay, in task number 1, you are asked to talk or to write about the causes, just the causes. Okay? So now let's repeat, let's talk about, repeat what we have been saying. So first, in order to write a good paragraph, you need what? You need a topic sentence. As you can see here, this is our topic sentence, okay? And then, of course, you need supporting sentences, as you can see here. And finally, you need a concluding sentence. Now, what else do we need here to have a good paragraph? Well, as you can see here, we need this. Okay, first, thus, actually, also, therefore, to illustrate, last but not least. So what do you think? What do we call these? These are what? They are linking words, of course, okay? And in writing, we need linking words, okay? Why? So that we move from one sentence to the next easily, smoothly, okay? And of course, they make your writing look beautiful. Now, okay, something else that I want to talk about here is that you need to respect, some things here, okay? So the first one is capitalization, okay? You need to respect this. For example, we capitalize the first letter of the first word in a sentence. For example, here we have in. So we have I is in a capital letter. There we have, for example, and after a full stop, we have first. So F is in a capital letter, etc. And remember that we capitalize, for example, proper nouns, countries, cities, etc. Something else that I want to talk about here is punctuation. Yes, okay. Of course, you need to respect, punctuation. So pay attention to your commas, colons, full stop, etc. So, for example, we have there, for example, the first sentence, we have, in some societies, the number of crimes committed by teenagers is growing. Full stop, okay? Then we have the first, and then we have our topic sentence, and then we have first. So first, and then we have a comma, okay? We use a comma, for example, here when we have a list of adjectives, etc. Okay? And, of course, something else here you need to bear in mind, you need to remember is, spelling. Spelling. You need to spell your words correctly. And spelling is about how words are written. So you need to respect this, of course. And something else here is the tenses, of course. Yeah, you need to respect the tenses, simple present, simple past, past perfect, just the ones, you have seen before. So this is how your paragraph should look like. Now, okay, I'm sorry. So this is task, the same task actually, the same paragraph we have been working on. So this is how, again, your final product should look like, okay? So I removed the colors, absolute beauty, okay? Okay, so now let's move on to the next task. Remember that in writing we have 2 tasks. Now we have the second task. Okay, so task 2 is much simpler. Okay, so let's read it and see what you have to do. What are your plans for the future? What are you going to do after you get your bag? And here we have, after getting my bag, I. So here again, okay, we are going to follow the same steps. Remember, we need a topic sentence, supporting sentences, and a concluding sentence. And of course, we need to link these sentences using linking words. Of course, as I said before, you need to plan your writing. Okay, you need to have an outline so that you know what you are doing. So again, let's see what we can do here. First, I'm going to give you my suggestions, okay, and then see how we can work on those suggestions. Okay, the first one here. Let's say that, for example, for my future plans, I want to study English at university. I want to be a high school teacher of English. So this is my plan, okay? This is my idea. So why? Why do I want to follow this career? Why do I want to be a teacher? It's because I want to help my community. I want to inspire future generations. And of course, I want to help teenagers because now I am a teenager. I'm talking about you. So I want to help teenagers love school and love English. Okay? So now let's see how we can do this. How we can put together these ideas to have a good paragraph. So again, we are going to start by this. Remember, this is our topic sentence. After getting my bag, I think I want to study at Muhammad V University. So I want to study at Muhammad V University is my topic sentence, and I want to, and you need to defend this idea, okay, here. So let's see how we can do this. First, I would like to study English and become a high school teacher of English. For me, teaching is an interesting job, and I have always wanted to help my community. In fact, I often think about how we can inspire future generations to create a more equal society, and I want to be a part of this process. So remember, this is our first supporting sentence. Now let's move on to the next one. Also, I like studying and learning new topics at school, and I enjoy helping my classmates understand those topics. Okay, so this is our so this is our next supporting sentence. Now let's move on to the last one here. Moreover, the most exciting thing about the job is helping teenagers take interest in school and make them love and appreciate English as a subject. And finally, of course, we need a concluding sentence. You can say, for example, finally, I cannot see myself doing any other job other than English because I have been living on that dream. So as you can see here, this is our paragraph, okay? So remember, again, I'm going to repeat this, and you need to remember this, of course. So first you need a topic sentence, then, as you can see, you need supporting sentences, and finally we have a concluding sentence here. And as I said before, to make your writing look more beautiful, okay, you need to link these ideas, of course, okay? So now, I want to talk about something else here, okay? Okay, so before I move on to what I want to talk about here, this is how your writing should look like. Okay, this is again your final product. Okay. Next one. Okay. Yeah, so I want to talk about the scoring criteria, and I think I talked about this before in other sessions. So you can keep this as a checklist. Okay. So here we have, for example, we have two tasks as you saw today. We have task 1 and task 2. Okay. So for task 1, okay, we have relevance of content to the task. So if you work on this, let's say perfectly, you are going to get 3 points for the first task and 2 points for the second task. So what do we mean by relevance of content to the task? It means you should stick, write about the topic, not something else. For example, today we worked on, you were asked to write about the causes of crimes committed by teenagers. Well, you need to talk about or write about the causes. So second, we have appropriateness and variety of vocabulary. For this, you need to use suitable vocabulary, varied vocabulary, and you should deal with the task. Okay, for this, if you work on this or if you do this perfectly, for task 1 you get 2 points, and for task 2 you get 1 point. And finally, here we have grammar and mechanics. And I talked about this before, remember, capitalization, punctuation, spelling, tenses, etc. So if you, again, do this perfectly, for task 1 you get 1 point, and for the second task you get, 1 point. Well, that's all for today. Remember that we have been working on a national exam. I was trying to show you how you can work on comprehension, language, and writing. Well, see you in another class.